So, if you remember, back in August, I discontinued the MIB/BONWEST lore and a production on Crib in favor of Object Country. Crib had a very short lifespan, lasting between late July to early August. Despite that, I actually did finish a few scenes and some of the voice lines, and after 5 months, I suddenly got the idea to finally make a video about it. So, that's what I'm doing. I'm gonna show what was made of Crib 1, as well as go over some smaller things, and further explain why I canceled Crib for Object Country, as I feel my original video didn't do the best job at that beyond the reason being, views. So, let's get started. This is what was left of Crib 1. After all these months, it is time. Once I gather all the energy in the continent of Briston, this box will have enough to make its own universe, and I'll finally have you four in my possession, as well as many, many others. So, be prepared. That is, if you find out before it's too late.
Alright everyone, welcome to the first challenge! Your challenge is to climb up the 200-foot Aurora Dam. Get up any way you want, whether you use a dirt path on the sides or climb up on the slope where the water pours down.
Speaking of which, in just 30 minutes, the water will release, flooding the slide and raining around the area. So make sure to get to the top as soon as possible.
First 2 teams to make it to the top win, and the last will be up for elimination. Start!
Excuse me.
Hi, we are just crossing the bridge. May we please do that?
Let's just go.
Well, you see, I'm kind of private, and
I
I
don't
don't
think they're
really
okay.
like intruders, and when you walk over this area, it's
What the
loud,
heck
you
is
see,
that
and
nose
the
doing?
Footsteps. It hurts my nose.
And that is Crib 1. Yeah, I know, it's not that much, and C14 wasn't even fully animated, but it is interesting to look back on. In case it isn't clear, Nose was originally supposed to be in Crib, but since it got cancelled, I put Nose in OC14 instead. Though the voice lines for Nose were for OC14, I just reused them back there so all the audio was complete. Yes, I actually made an intro for the show, however, it's not what you'd think. It wasn't going to be used in the actual show, and was a parody of the now privated Battle for Salvation intro by Zachary. Of course, due to the weird choice to parody a privated intro, and because BONWEST wasn't even finished when I made it, I never uploaded it, but I might as well show it to you all now. And that is everything. Well, somewhat. There's still quite a lot of voice lines that didn't show off, but the scenes they are a part of aren't finished, so their context would be non-existent. To make up for that, I have a link to the Crib 1 script if you guys are interested. Now, it's finally time to get into the repeating myself but not really, and who cares since only 1% of viewers will watch this part of the video anyway segment. Let's go. Crib was doomed from the start, no matter how passionate I was for it. I couldn't find enough people interested in working for the show, and with how little views the teaser got, I could not imagine making an audition announcement video would help me much. These problems were not a thing for OC14, as that had a way bigger following, but Crib just wasn't that. Yes, I know it's unfair to compare the two, since OC already had like 13 episodes and Crib had 0, but still. More importantly, Crib's core foundation was based off shows that were never supposed to be anything grand. At least with Modern Object Country, while the rest of the show isn't great, it at least was a show I always wanted to one day become amazing. I look at Modern OC as more of a favor for my younger self than anything. With Crib, I don't see it as any favor. I see it as a show turning 2 object shows that I had no vision for early on, and somehow turning it into one high-effort show. I mean, with BONWEST, I never even planned to bring Shopping Cart back, and I had absolutely no ideas for the finale till episode 9. But the finale ended up being insanely climatic because I wanted to start trying with my shows again, but BONWEST wasn't the right option for that. There's also how even if Crib became a hit, most people would probably still not watch MIB or BONWEST, and for good reason. BONWEST, while very intentionally, has absolutely no stakes to it, and nothing is really relevant to Crib until episode 11 or 12. And MIB is a visually uninteresting show to watch, and the episodes are just so long. So even if Crib got a bigger fanbase than Object Country, most wouldn't bother trying to understand all the references to those shows, which is a really big problem, obviously. At least early Object Country still matters for the newer episodes, unlike BONWEST, and especially after episode 2 was better visually versus MIB, minus the lack of screen recording. I do admire the idea of turning a low-effort show into something truly special, but the MIB and BONWEST finale was already more than enough. Crib was just too much. So yeah, to anyone who was looking forward to Crib or the MIB/BONWEST lore, I am really sorry, but Crib was just too fundamentally flawed to work out. However, I am actually not against the idea of one day making Crib again, as I still love all the ideas I had for it. But if I ever do restart Crib, which will probably be after Object Country is done, it's going to be very different from what it is now. It will fully be its own thing, though I will still use the MIB and BONWEST characters if I feel like it. And yeah, that concludes the entirety of Crib, for now. I hope this video has cleared up everything. I hope to make 2024 a much more consistent year, but we will see. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next year. Goodbye.